Welcome once again to Vodka and Juice Boxes. The play date, where the only thing these girls are spilling is their secrets. Sit back, grab a cocktail, join the party, and enjoy today's confession session with our young moms, Amanda and Juliet. Hey, girls.
Hey, Paul.
Hi.
Thank you so much for that awesome introduction. You and your voice are amazing. Welcome again, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry we're late. We just, want to keep you guys excited and on the edge of your seat.
Or I'm always late.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, give Amanda some, credit. So there she goes. So anyways, Jessica will be joining us momentarily. So in the meantime, before we even get started on today's show, which is mom guilt or parent guilt, wife guilt, any type of guilt that you just have in your current situation.
Is there grandpa guilt? I don't know. Is there...
Maybe.
Yeah, I think just guilt in general.
Just guilt in general when it comes to
children.
Children, taking care of your family. Are you doing everything right? Probably doing it all wrong according to whoever. So, but before we get into that, Amanda's making us some amazing cocktails. I don't even know what's in this. What is this?
Okay, so I have a grapefruit tree. And it's a ruby grapefruit.
She doesn't water it or anything.
No,
it's just gross.
Oh, I does. It's true. And I don't even I only use them for cocktails.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's delicious. So yeah, I'm trying not to do too much sugar with the booze thing. And in case anyone's wondering, it's been a month of no sugar, and I'm still not losing any weight.
She's really angry actually without sugar. I don't know if I want to hang out with her anymore.
Well, either way, I did grapefruit juice. I put a tiny bit of sugar in it. So
had to, because grapefruit is crazy.
I mean, it's not good by itself or anything. Yeah, so that's what we're drinking today.
Grapefruit, straight grapefruit with a little bit of sugar and Tito's vodka.
I sugared the room just to church it up. Jessica's going to be late today because her kid got into nail polish.
She's going to
she had a meltdown.
She
sent us a bunch of pictures, and I'm going to post them on our page. There's nail polish all over his body and all over their hardwood floor. So she's super bummed.
But still looks beautiful as always. And she'll
but
walk
no
in
guilt,
here.
no guilt for it. Now,
we'll see. I don't know.
I would have no guilt in yelling with my kid.
He looked like he was having a lot of fun with that hot pink. I mean, he was like, "Mom, look, I'm beautiful, just like you."
The funniest thing, you did show me the picture. Here he is covered head to toe in hot pink nail polish. It's all over the floor.
Smiling.
And he's got a giant smile on his face.
He's
Isn't this the coolest thing?
That just makes you stop as a parent. It's like, all of a sudden, oh my gosh.
Not me.
Well,
I would feel bad.
Come on.
I don't feel bad. I think he's dreamy because he's the sweetest baby. But if it was mine, you're dead to me.
Oh my gosh, you're horrible.
No, I can't help it. That's my real reaction. I'd be like,
but nope. I would literally take a second and be like, holy. Okay.
You'd think that.
Yeah, and
but
then
who knows?
Yeah, I guess you have to be in the situation, especially running out the door because you are going to a radio show with your girlfriends, and everything just piles up. I can definitely imagine being stressed out and be like,
but there's nail polish remover.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
There's worse things.
Can I tell you one quick funny story? When I was a little kid, my mother, I used to do stuff like that, and so finally she tried.
She likes to cover herself in nail polish.
Oh, or just make a giant mess, spill paint, and then say how cute I was. And then so one day I was pouring milk into my cereal, and I thought I was being funny, and I was like, I'm not going to keep pouring. I'm going to keep filling it up, and I'm going to pour it all over the floor. And my mother said, go ahead.
Oh, that's a great.
I love that.
I did. I poured it all over the floor. I kept waiting for her to react. Finally, and that was the last time I ever did that. When she stopped reacting, I stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, Nana, mom is the same way. I don't know if she was that way with us, but definitely with the grandkids.
Do you remember when mom was hosing the flower? Okay, so we were in the living room eating cereal, watching a movie because we never had cable, and mom was watering the plants outside, and then all of a sudden she looks at us and she started hosing us down in the living room.
I do remember that.
Oh my God.
That is so funny.
Woman. Yeah, she started hosing. She was laughing hysterically, and we were like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's amazing. Cheers to mom. Anyways, thank you everybody for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and do a quick cheers to all of you if you're able to sneak any booze at work or at home or whatever you got to do.
It depends what your job is, but I'll find a way.
Mm-hmm. All right, man, I want you to go ahead and kickstart this and tell me what mom guilt even means to you.
Well, I had a really hard time going from 1 to 2.
Why?
And I know I know our brother's listening right now, our brother and sister-in-law, and I remember crying to him.
She's going to be hard on you today. I can tell you.
I don't mind
she's
at
like,
all.
why?
I'm not bringing it. No, I remember crying to him and Dusty. Actually, I was just like, this is just overwhelming. Bowie's a really good communicator, and so she was straight up telling me, I miss the days, the olden days. She said, when we used to make me forts. I miss the olden days when you weren't mad at me all the time.
What 4-year-old says the olden days?
Oh, she's very dramatic. Very, very, very dramatic. Honestly, I think your friend Carissa recommended getting her into the theater.
Right.
And I do not want to.
I will take her every day.
I just.
Oh, you think it might enhance?
It doesn't. Yeah, I think it'll make her way more dramatic. But whoever.
My life.
I want her to find something that she likes, but I have a hard time with things that I don't connect with.
Right. That's like me, and my kids better not play soccer or baseball or any sort of sports.
Oh, because for me, that's exciting.
No, I'll bring juice boxes, maybe. I don't want to join that.
Yeah. Mom got her feelings hurt when I did soccer, and she was team mom. It was her turn, and she wanted to make, like, scrunchies, and then she wanted to, and I was like, don't do that. And she found it offensive, and I was like, it's just
we're right next to South Coast Repertoire, and they have a whole great kids program.
I know. I already bought tickets for Bowie's birthday. Don't tell her. She can't be listening. Shush.
Yeah.
She doesn't listen to my fucking. Are you kidding me? She'd be like,
I think they do acting classes and exercises for kids too, as well. Not just kids program. They have
no, that's
a
good
program
to hear because the other one that my friend told me about was in San Clemente. Anyway.
So, mom guilt. So why are you?
My guilt comes from the fact that Bowie is my first. So I used every opportunity. And I tried to turn it into a learning opportunity. So every single time she would throw a fit or throw food on the ground, or when she was little, or she would go into a drawer and take some, I don't know, anything. I'd be like, I just kind of looked at it as you are a brand new human being, and it's my job to teach you,
mold you,
to teach you. Like what's okay and what's not, like you're not supposed to do this. Right. And my one of my other things is when I say it, I mean it. Like I say no one time,
right? And
that's you. Like I'm, like I don't bark right away. I bark a lot at Bowie because nowadays, I think since the baby was here, she has a hard time. No, it's not even a hard time. She just doesn't listen right away. I have to say things at least 3 times. So now my new thing is like, look at me. Stop what you're doing and look at me. Like I said no.
Right.
But prior to that, you were in trouble if you didn't listen to me for the first time.
Do you feel like that you, instead of letting her be a kid to an extent, that you almost, because she was so advanced, I think, in her understanding and her language, that you treated her more like, I don't want to say an adult, but that's why you put higher demands on her?
I always talked to her like an adult, but we did kid shit all the time.
Oh,
like
of course.
We did everything.
That's not what I mean. Yeah.
Everything I let her do. I'm a big fan of like sensory play, so like I let her make a mess.
Of course.
Outside, that's my thing. Not inside the house. I don't like that. It gives me anxiety. But everyone's like, "Hey, can I come over and bring the kids?" I'm like,
outside.
What are our options? Are they down with peeing in the grass? Because I don't want them in my house.
Don't touch anything.
So actually, Bowie asks me if she can go outside to pee, and I'm like, no, you wild animal, get to the fucking bathroom.
She's my lost
Your daughter
girl.
asked to go outside and pee like
an animal.
Well, why do guys get to go outside and piss all the time?
Well, because we would spend a lot of time outside. Brian built her playhouse, and there's
who
wants
to stop and go to the bathroom? God, it's so inconvenient.
Yeah, well, I got like 17 bladder infections from not wanting to go to the bathroom when I was a kid. When I was a kid, remember? And the doctor straight up told her, this is a sign of child abuse. If you bring her in here again, then we're gonna have to investigate. Yeah, I had bladder infection after bladder infection, and Mom lost her fucking mind on me, and she was like, go to the bathroom. I didn't want to go to the bathroom because I was busy. I was playing.
Oh my God, Amanda, this is so off topic, but is that what's happening with freaking Ezekiel holding his, I'm trying to potty train and holding his piss for 12 hours?
Because he wants to play, maybe?
He wants to play and doesn't want to sit on the toilet.
Maybe.
Okay, that's a whole other topic.
Yeah.
Anyways, but okay.
Yeah, but Mom, like time after time after time, and then they were like, this is not okay, and Mom like fucking lost her mind.
So do you feel like you're just being too hard on Bowie, or what's the problem? Like, what's going on?
Well, I think now that I have another kid, it's also, I feel like I've said this a bunch of times, but I tried so hard for the baby. And so now that I have the baby, like time has stopped.
Oh my God, I feel the same. I feel like time has sped up, but keep going.
So I feel like time has stopped, and like nothing bothers me that bothered me the first round.
Oh.
And like with Bowie, I needed the help. Like mom was there with both babies. She was there for almost 2 weeks. Yeah, but like in house.
Yeah, no, I know.
You know.
Yeah.
I like how she said that. Yeah, mom was there. I was there. Yeah, you were there. Yeah.
I remember.
So
actually,
was the postman. So
oh, really?
Gosh.
Oh my God, Bowie loves the postman. He yells at me because I don't get my mail. He like takes it out of the mailbox and physically hands it to me. And he goes, "I like the mailbox open, okay? I can't fit any more mail." And then Heather was with me when I was out.
Now we got mailman guilt.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I have to like apologize profusely. I just don't want that fucking mail.
Give
It's
him
like a
fucking
lot of
present.
nonsense.
It'll be fine.
One time it was raining and I gave him a little heat pack that you crack open.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, he said
See?
thank you. Anyway, so things don't bother me with the second one. I have a lot of guilt there. I have a lot of guilt with that. Like with the baby, mom helped me a lot. Bowie was just a completely different baby, but I also don't know if it's because I was a new mom. Bowie would go from a 1 to a fucking million, and there was no in between. I was always on eggshells. I was always trying to I'm like sweating right now, like thinking about those fucking memories.
Sting.
They're stinging. I'm sweating.
My butt crack gets sweaty sometimes.
All the time.
What?
Yeah, well, I got boob sweat too. So, oh my God. So, I don't know. I just needed the help. Mom helped me all the time, and I needed the help. Mom took Bowie overnight, like starting at 2 months.
Oh, I think it was even earlier than that.
2 months, I know for a fact.
Okay.
But with this one, I haven't asked anyone to take her overnight because I don't feel like I need the help.
Right.
She's an easier baby.
But come on, Amanda, you've done this before. You had a harder one in the...
So that's my guilt. I go back and forth between is it just the kid or is it the fact that I was a first-time mom?
Right.
But both those combined, I'm a completely different mother than I was the first time, and I have a lot of guilt with that.
Right.
But what do you feel guilty about?
I feel guilty because I have this baby bliss that I didn't have with Bowie, and I was hard on Bowie since the day she came out of me.
Yeah.
Still, still, even with this guilt, when like she has a normal day, even now that I'm aware that guilt might be there, even when she has a normal day, like a normal 4-year-old's day where she's just not feeling it and she's like upset, I still have a hard time letting that go. Like I have a hard time
cutting her some slack. Maybe?
Yes,
okay.
yeah, because it's like at this point, I know I was may have been a little too hard on you, but you fucking know better.
Yeah,
you're 4.
I can see that.
This has been the drill since you were born. You know better. So I have a hard time cutting her slack, even if I feel guilty that I feel like I need to get off her back. So the way that I have to like make up for it is I have to do more dates. She's very vocal about like
spending more individual time with you,
more one-on-one time. Okay. So like if but this is the thing I was telling my sister is that I feel like my strong suit is babies.
Right, and I feel like the baby whisperer,
and I feel like kids, you know, like Bowie's age and higher is more Brian's.
That's my favorite.
I don't know what to do with it. And so I want to be with the baby. I love Bowie. I love how easy she is. I love how, I mean, I don't have to fucking like tell anyone how much I love her. She's my kid and I would die.
Of course.
But, you know, I would die if I didn't have her, you know, all the above. But,
let me ask you this. Are you going to be... Okay, you say that you're hard on Bowie.
Am I going to be? Yes, I was thinking about that the other day. I think I'm going to do
on Waylon.
I don't think I'm going to do anything different with Waylon because of my temperament.
Okay.
Honestly, I can't handle things.
So where's that guilt then? If you're like, if I'm going to continue
because my 4-year-old is a perfect communicator and she tells me exactly how she feels.
Hard when you hear that.
So yeah, so when we have hard mornings, you know, like she throws a fit about everything. She throws a fit about her outfit and her hair. She doesn't want her hair done. She doesn't want like the glasses I chose because I tried to choose the glasses that match her stupid outfit. And then she gets mad about the shorts. She thinks princesses don't wear shirts under their dresses, and I'm like. I literally I like hold my breath. I just hold my breath and I like do it as fast as I can. I just get it over with and then I put her in a room, let her cry out.
But you know what's crazy is at least you have someone who's communicating with you. So then I have Ezekiel.
Your turn. Go.
Who doesn't communicate with me. And I'm sitting here like, what do you want? What do you need? One moment he's totally like coherent and he's like, this is what I want and this is what I need and everything's totally fine. And then the next minute he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I get so frustrated and he'll get spankings, he'll get swats, and he looks at me and he laughs and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? And I'm just
Same
like,
with me though. Nothing works, I feel like.
Ooh, And so I just like
still
the moment
consistent,
like I spank him, and then I start feeling guilty because I'm just like, don't you get it? Like, you're not supposed to sit on your freaking brother's head, and he gets a swat for it, and then he's on timeout, and then he's like, I don't even know. Like, it's just, how do you deal with someone who's not communicating, but then you're trying to teach him these things, and then I have this like guilt that maybe I'm not spending enough time with him. I send him off to preschool.
Because you work from home.
I work from home, so I send him off to preschool, and he's being taken care of by other people. He goes to speech therapy, goes to food therapy. Malachi's being taken care of this amazing magic fawn all day long, so then I can work. So now
She's a
it's
neighbor
like,
upstairs that takes the baby.
yes, and she's incredible. But now I feel like I treat my clients better than I treat my kids, and so I have
Maybe
this,
you feel like you're
guilt
better at that than you are
being a parent.
Yeah. Well,
And I
mean,
do.
Maybe.
Can I
And-
ask you 2 questions?
Yes.
You brought up 2 hot buttons that if
Yeah.
I'm an audience, I'm going, what?
Go ahead.
Food therapy? What's food
Yeah,
therapy?
that's a whole nother conversation. My child, Ezekiel, does not really eat anything. There's like 4 menu items he eats: scrambled eggs, a banana, protein pancakes, and applesauce. Maybe a peanut butter and jelly or peanut butter
Fucking
sandwich.
love peanut butter and jelly
Oh,
sandwiches.
it's amazing with Doritos and a Pepsi. But
Ew.
What?
Whoa, I actually pictured the Doritos in the sandwich. Keep going.
no.
I'm
no, no.
gross.
So, but anyways, so I have this guilt of, am I working too hard and letting other people raise my kids? So for the first time in my life, I actually want to be a mom. Like, I never really wanted to be a mom. I'm putting it out there that it's so horrible to even say.
Because no, I don't think it's horrible at all. I tell our brother this all the time because my brother and his wife are going back and forth whether or not they want to have kids. I said, I feel like you have to want them because they're fucking hard.
It's really hard. And if I didn't have a
Yes,
partner
you
in
have
crime,
to want them. Yes,
I think
definitely.
so. But
If
yeah.
Aaron was on the same page with me and understood where I
Oh
was
my
at,
God, I
he's
would
the
die.
most incredible support system in the world.
If I had a
and-
husband that made me feel shittier than I already
Oh my
did
gosh,
just because I'm not
there-
his mom, then I would
yeah.
literally give up.
Yeah. So this is a new thing for me. For the first time in my life, in 3.5 years, I have 2 kids now that I actually am like, oh my God. After having a second kid, I want to be a mom for the first time
Don't
in
give
my
up,
life.
by the way. If you don't
This
have that
is-
support, don't give
No,
up.
yeah, don't give up. Please don't. They're pretty incredible.
Okay, keep on.
So I want to be a mom for the first time. So I go to the most incredible preschool ever. Not me. Ezekiel does. The Gratitude Garden. And he's been there for 1.5 years. And I'm pulling him out. I want to hang out with my kids. I actually want to be a mom. I'm downsizing some of my clients so I can just maintain and
Because of that guilt that you
because
weren't.
of the guilt, I feel like I wasn't present for Ezekiel. The moment he turned 2, I shipped him off to preschool because he needed to interact with someone else besides me being on the computer. Malachi, for the first year, has been upstairs with the most incredible woman ever, but I'm missing it. And so I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Like, I want to play in the mud. I want to be there for the aha moments. Like, I want to be the one teaching him instead of all these other random therapists and teachers. I can make a difference. And this is the first time I've ever felt this way.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. I'm also freaking nervous because I'm like, am I doing him a disservice by taking him out of the most amazing preschool? Like,
You never know until you try it. I
Right.
feel like with Bowie, I've tried so many different approaches with like her meltdowns, and I remember I asked Mom a lot for help. Like
Yes.
I ask her like, what should I do? What should I do?
I'd be lost without mom or you. I don't know where I'd be as a parent.
Thank you.
Well, you're amazing.
But mom's super respectful. With Bowie, she gives me advice, but for the most part, Mom will tell me with other decisions, you know, this is what I did. You can try it. Also ask your pediatrician because that was a long time ago for me.
That's true.
But I remember being frustrated that there wasn't an immediate
Solution.
there's not an immediate proof that what I'm doing
Oh, okay,
is
yeah.
working.
Right.
And so the
So it's a
biggest
gamble. So
thing
you're like,
it
am I
is. It's a
doing it
gamble. And
right?
it's exhausting because you have this battle with yourself. And yeah, you don't know if you're right, and you will not know for at least a year or 2
Oh my God.
because it takes that long.
Yeah, I'm pulling him out of this STEM-based, amazing preschool. I mean, his friends and this and that. I don't even think he has.
But
any
if I've
friends there,
learned
but I
anything,
just-
though, so far, honestly, it's that pick one thing
Right.
and stick to it.
Right.
Consistency.
Yes.
And I've only been a mom for like a hot minute, so I'm not claiming to know anything except for what has worked for me.
Right.
But find one thing
Right.
and stick to it. Just stick to it and try it. Like
And I
try it
wanna
for
add-
like at least
Well,
I don't know,
yeah.
7+ months.
Dude, I'm going to even tell you, just in the last week, the moment that I decided to pull him out and I downsized on certain clients and I've been more present, like the stress like lifted off of my shoulders and I've been present with Ezekiel and Malachi, I have not gotten so many cuddles from them. And Ezekiel's talking to me more. Like he wants to be like last night Aaron was out with doing some work stuff and he was like, oh no, Dada is gone. And we had a conversation. Well, where's Daddy? He's like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, what? It was incredible. He's never talked to me like this before because I actually stopped and took the time to be there with Ezekiel when normally I'm on the computer or, answering emails.
So maybe it's just being present. No matter, maybe it's not the amount of time, but it's the quality of time.
So maybe he's just acting out for attention then.
Yeah.
Like the same old, like as every other kid.
Right. But Paul, like what you said with quality of time, I couldn't have quality of time because my brain was shifted in work mode.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like type A. I'm like, I got deadlines. I got this. I have.
Yeah, she is.
That's another show.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show. But when the moment I let it go and I set standards for clients versus family and this and that, in a week, I have seen a complete difference in both of my children.
That's cool.
Very
That's really cool.
All right, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and let's hope that we get stormed by the most beautiful goddess pretty soon when she comes into
she's supposed to be here.
Yeah, pretty soon.
She sent me a text. She said, I redid a little mascara and I'm on my way.
All right, perfect. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, our commercials failed there, but let's come back and bring it back with the girls here.
I know, right?
They're having wild anxieties here of should I or shouldn't I?
Should I or shouldn't I?
Oh, that never goes away.
Can I ask why I heard one other thing that I love to hear you comment on?
Butt sweat?
Community.
No,
butt sweat. No.
I was kidding.
We had somebody here the other day, and they were talking. And this was I thought a fascinating study. They looked at however you measure happiness. Maybe it's just what you have people. And they measured a group of women in sub-Saharan Africa, poor, famine. And then they measured women in some trendy area like Newport Beach. And the women in Newport Beach had more depression and unhappiness than the women
I can see that.
Because they're comparing themselves to everybody else.
Yes.
That's why.
That whole coveting thing.
And their theory was also community. When you're very poor, you're forced to rely on others.
Yeah.
When you move up, you stop. You're farming it out.
Yes, because you're putting on a face. Because you're putting on a false representation that you have it all.
Right.
And nobody fucking has it all. I mean, maybe, but I guarantee you that person that really does have it all doesn't fucking talk about it because they don't have to.
I can see that. Definitely.
So we had somebody come back from it. We do a show on charity in this company called Wells of Life. They drill these wells in Eastern Africa to help people. Women are walking 20 miles just to get to a well.
I feel bad or just my stupid guilt that
Oh my God. Well, anyway,
thanks a lot, jerk.
And the guy went over there and came back and he said, "You can't believe how happy these people in the midst of what seems like a horrible life to us.
Right.
They are basically. I don't want to oversimplify this, but he said the people he saw." And the guy explained it that was there. He said, well, because they've learned to live with each other. They have a community. So, yes, life is very hard.
I mean, that is a really good point. Like, if I don't know.
That's why I started this.
Yeah.
Because parenthood would be very, very lonely without that sounding board. My husband does not judge me at all. Like, I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Aaron's the biggest support system
Even
I have.
Sometimes he'll look at me and raise his eyebrows and be like, well, goddamn.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and then we'll laugh together or whatever. But then I have my mom, I have my sister, and I have girlfriends.
I would not have had kids if it wasn't for Scott and Carissa and their family lifestyle and my sister and Brian. Like, if they can do it and still maintain this just amazing, happy lifestyle, even as stressful
I think you just have to make it your own. Like Josh, my brother
and
worries
not be
about
afraid
a lot.
to ask for help.
Oh
That's
my God, yeah.
Amanda, you've taught me that 100%. Like, there's so many times, even Amanda, so Amanda's in the midst, I'm going to give it away a little bit, of writing a book, right? In essence of our show. And she wrote her beginning piece, and I got to read it, and she talked about an instance where I came over to her house completely frazzled, and just me being a type A personality, didn't know what to do. And she was the only person that could freaking calm me down, make me just stop and just check myself and be like, dude, I'm here. It's cool. You're not by yourself. And that was like the best thing I've ever heard. I'm like, I'm not by myself.
And so do you think your friend Jessica's talked about this feeling of that you're alone?
Yeah, being alone is probably the worst feeling, and that's why Amanda was saying that's why I
started this is because I rant to my husband all the time, and he said he listens to a lot of podcasts, and he said you should start a podcast, because I was talking about how lonely parenthood would be without that one person that you could just be honest with, just one,
right?
And because you just have all your guilt and your worries and your struggles inside. But
don't you afraid? You've talked before about how you go to the beach and everybody's trying to outdo. I'm the perfect mom.
Yes.
I've got the perfect bag, and I've got the perfect behaving child.
I'll always have the perfect.
I will. Yeah.
I'm all sorry.
I pack for all kids though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Amanda and I's mentality is so different, where we're just like, because we have these mom guilts and we know how hard it is to be on your own. We pack for other families.
We pack for convenience. We want to make everyone's lives easier. So, there might be vodka in my beach bag, because if you're having a bad
day. And guess what? I don't just have 2 glasses. I always make sure I have 4.
I got 6. Sucka, you
I
want
don't
one?
care if you're a stranger. You look like you're having a tough day, And so we take our own personal experience and make them that. Amanda, I wanted to touch base on a little bit more guilt with what I'm having with Ezekiel. Let me ask you
tell me about Ezekiel.
So I'm like, okay, now I'm going to be like this homeschool mom, right? And I'm just like, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, right? Okay, yeah. Am I trying to overdo it by be like, okay, there's ninja gymnastics and there's this and there's that, and then should I just
try it? I think you should do. Yeah, because if that sounds fun to you, then do it.
Okay.
But if it's hard for you, don't feel bad.
Okay, I like that, because if I want to do it, because I'm actually interested, there's like this mommy and me like flubber class. I don't know.
I'll be the first person to say that 85%, maybe 9, maybe higher.
Okay.
Of the shit that I do as a parent is for me.
Perfect. When I buy Ezekiel toys, this is my toys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So I just want to make sure that I'm not overdoing it, because I'm trying to overcompensate, trying to replace the gratitude garden, because I want to be there for those aha moments. So it's like, should I just be there and just be like, let's just go to the beach and play in the fucking sand?
I say hold on.
Okay.
Well, do exactly what it is you want and what you're capable of. If it doesn't feel good and he's not responding to those things that sound good to you, then you can start trickling back.
But in the end, also do what makes me happy, right?
Honestly, that's my parenting style.
Okay.
My parenting style, like 100% shamelessly, is I do what works best for me and Brian.
Right.
Because
I don't like parks, so I'm not going to take him to a park.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
I'm going to take him to a pumpkin patch, and we'll play with pumpkins all day.
That's what I'm saying. So if that's what makes you light up,
right,
then you're already being a good parent.
And then we'll be more excited,
you know what I mean?
And they'll be more excited
exactly.
about
I think the more that we push ourselves to do shit outside of our realm, then the less present we are.
Right.
Because I'm going to be more present and alive when I'm doing things that I'm interested in. And listen, if what we're interested in, we keep pushing on our kids and they're sending out a clear message that they're not into it, then we have to try things outside our box. We have to. There's no choice. However, if they're not giving you either signal yet, then make it completely your own.
Okay.
That's the best part about being a parent that I've learned so far in the past 4.5 years.
Canvas. They're waiting for us.
They don't know. I don't fucking know anything, and neither do they. Yeah. But they don't have to know we don't know anything.
So what are you going to do with Bowie then? So you have this mom guilt, not with Waylon, because she's still a perfect baby.
Well, Mom made me feel a lot better, because I asked Mom and then my girlfriend Jasmine. I know Jasmine's
listening.
Cheers real quick. Yeah, cheers.
Thanks.
Here.
Here.
I was talking to Jasmine about it. She's got
bad etiquette.
So sorry.
While you're slurping down, can I ask
know,
you? Can I make an observation
I
here?
totally heard the slurp on the microphone.
That wasn't a drink.
Sorry,
that was
horrible.
I
good, Paul. Way to call us out, you jerk.
Wow.
Okay, ask me your question. Ready, go.
Go. You have 2 seconds.
This is about the third or fourth time in this show that you both used the word be present. What's keeping you from being present? The life is happening right
man.
now.
It's not that easy. Tell me you're present all the time. You told me you get frantic.
Right. Paul, it's honestly, it's my personality, type A personality.
It's my personality 100%.
I'll give you one other thought.
Tell us.
Every time I go someplace with people your age, including my daughter, you're all on 12 devices at once. You're at the concert. Instead of watching the concert, you're filming it or filming selfies.
Yeah, we talked about that last time.
I think there's so much distraction that we lose sight of what's happening right in front of you.
So I read an article about this is really gross, but like people like kind of casing almost like opportunities to take children at IKEA in Costa Mesa.
Yes.
And so anyways, in
so
the
they're
article,
checking out that they're coming up.
Yeah, dude. And
listen to
this is the worst
This
part.
is horrible.
They said that the people that they target the most are the distracted mothers with more than one kid.
On their phones. With
distracted,
the baby
with
and then the toddlers
because they can go after one.
Yep.
And with a team of two, at least two, one can go after the kid, and then the mom's gonna chase after the kid and leave the baby alone.
And this
like,
was
what am I
here
gonna do?
in frickin' Costa Mesa.
Yeah.
This was,
Since
God.
I've read that, I've been a little bit
Very
better,
more
but it's also
arm's
something
length,
to remind
people.
yourself. And
arm's length.
I keep motherfucking pepper spray in my my stroller because what else would I do?
carry a knife. I don't care what you say, all of you.
It's a crime of passion.
So we're living in a society because this isn't. I assume you're not living in a really unsafe area statistically. Maybe you are, but I see so much fear that I didn't see when I was a kid.
Because it's a different world.
It's a very different world from when we even just our generation. It wasn't even that long ago. It's our generation. So, yeah, that's absolutely horrific. So being present, that's where my guilt comes from. I have not been present for 3.5 years.
Oh, I can tell when I'm on my phone. Your kid doesn't know any different.
Wait, the door's opening here.
Oh
Something's
my gosh,
happening.
she's here! Jessica's here, everybody! Yay! Can I get an applause?
Happy to see you.
Can we get an applause?
Why does Jessica have nail polish all over her?
Hey, Paul, give it.
I don't because
Paul, I want an applause, and then I also want that door closed. Here we go.
Sorry.
Jessica's
Oh, no,
here,
you're fine.
and there she is. Everybody cheers. There we go.
Cheers. I was
She
just about to-
made it.
I was just about to stir that. It might be a little watery, but maybe you need water.
I do need water. I need everything.
Okay, get it all.
So we don't want you to feel guilty that you're 25 minutes late. There's no guilt today.
No guilt at this.
And there was traffic, so.
Oh, I see.
You're fine.
Everybody says that.
She is
No,
not
look,
late.
we have 20 minutes. That's
You
all
know,
my
every
gosh.
guest that comes in late tells us it's traffic in here. That's like the comment, and we all accept it.
Oh,
in LA.
I'm
There's
late
traffic.
because I'm always fucking late.
Hannah's always late. I'm always way early, and this is our life. So.
So we're talking
we have
guilt.
a side braid.
We're talking guilt.
Oh, we're best friends.
That is the last minute.
I
That is
know,
the.
totally. I was like, today I freaking gave up. I'm all, this hair, listen.
I can't do that. My head is too small.
She has a small head.
No,
I would
just
have to
do.
tease the
Have you ever-
shit out of it.
I would love to see that, like, tight
I look like a plucked
Asian
chicken.
bun. Oh, my God.
Did I go
it'd be
too low in my
amazing.
seat?
No, you're here.
Oh, look at you're looking sassy.
Oh,
All right,
stop
while we're
it.
getting her tuned in here, can we bring you up to speed real quickly?
Okay.
We're talking
of
about
course.
being present. Can you suddenly now be present in this conversation? They're saying how difficult it is. The business. I got this. I got a smartphone. I got a kid over here. I got
You know
some
what?
fear. I got this. I'm not watching what's happening with my
No.
kid. I'm not present.
Right. Well, you know what? Before we even get there, I just want to.
Unnecessary.
I'm always watching.
Yeah, I'm watching. I'm not
watching,
wrapped up in
I'm
my phone.
listening.
I am on my phone way more than I want to be, but I'm not being present because my phone comes first or anything like that because I have a lot of guilt with the phone, period. So I'm aware.
Same.
Yeah.
And I'm always giving Greg a hard time. I'm like,
Yeah.
I could shove that phone so far up if you don't put it down.
Yeah.
'Cause he doesn't even acknowledge that things are going on sometimes, and I'm probably.
I think it's a
Exactly.
parent
Exactly.
mechanism is where you tune it. I have it too. I tune out crying when it's other kids.
So,
Okay, what?
Ding.
Mom guilt?
mom
Present.
guilt.
Yeah,
Okay,
give
so
it to
Amanda
me.
and I have been talking all about mom guilt. Mine's like working too much and not being there, and
Good.
having other kids. Having
Mine
other
is when you don't
people-
talk into the microphone. I feel very
God,
guilty.
I
but I
hate
can't
it when
get
you
to
tell
do
me
that.
about that. I'm fine. So Jessica, you got 4 kids. Do you even have any guilt? What's the deal?
Yeah, all the time. My biggest thing is yelling. I am a
Oh,
yeller.
I'm such a yeller.
I am a. Can you pick that up? Can you pick that up? Can you pick that up? I'm gonna count to 5. I'm gonna spank your butt. Can you pick that up? Pick up the fucking toy! And then everyone everyone's looking at me,
Same.
and I'm sweating.
Same.
And then once I say it, it just starts flowing, and like they're just coming at the kids, and they're all looking at me, and now I feel guilty for yelling, so I'm just gonna go with it, and I'm just gonna keep
You're just
yelling.
gonna continue going. So
It's like a cheat day. The next thing you know, you have 2 pizzas and a carton of ice cream.
Yeah, and
it's
you know, and they
lunchtime.
do the abusive boyfriend thing. I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah, me too.
You're the one who told me. Like, if you would have
that's
just
so
listened to me the
funny.
first time, I don't understand why you make me act this crazy.
Oh my God, I've done.
I
the
do
same thing
that.
After I've like.
I was telling, I don't remember what friend it was, but I was saying being a parent is kind of like being a psychotic boyfriend because you yell and you spank, and then you're like, now come here, let me hold you, and let's talk about what you can do. Let's talk about what you can do to make sure that this doesn't happen to you next time.
Oh my God.
So I have a theory.
Tell us.
That we have too much pressure. I
fuck
feel
yeah.
like social media, Pinterest,
Yep.
moms at school,
Second guessing yourself.
You're looking on the internet,
huge.
everyone's perfect, your life sucks, your husband sucks, your kids suck, everything sucks.
Yeah.
Because you're comparing everything and you have so much pressure to do good that
I'm gonna blame it on Instagram and all those
Right? As soon
amazing
as you mess up-
farmhouse pages we follow and
Yeah.
those homeschool moms that are amazing.
Well, I'll
I'm
give her
like,
the study that I mentioned earlier. We had somebody come in and do a study, talked about a study where they checked women in sub-Saharan Africa, a very
Right.
poor,
Yeah.
struggling existence. You wouldn't think they would say they feel happy. And yet they measured it against women in Newport Beach that had higher rates of depression, higher rates of opioid addiction, and other sorts of things, who should be happier. Why aren't they happier? Why are people who are
Right.
poor and struggling, in this study at least, happier?
And
I ask myself that all the time too. I'm like, why?
Do you think it's
what
'cause
am I
we
not
compare
happy about?
each
Why am I
other?
so
Like-
upset right now?
I even tell Aaron, I'm like, I really don't want for anything else. I actually have a very great life. So why am I so freaking high strung? Like, what's wrong with me? Am I setting standards that are too high?
Yeah.
I think
That
it's our personality.
expectations- Well, yeah.
Or is it the
Paul makes
community
me
is
work too
I can
hard.
tell you,
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, yeah.
I can tell you,
Paul.
I do not compare myself to other people because I know I'm
I
not other
definitely
people.
don't compare, but
I know
still
I'm not
hold
other
steady.
people,
all
and
the
I
time.
and I but
I wanna hear that.
But I know that I'm different, and I've accepted it. I've accepted that I probably could have been happier with one kid. Wait,
Yeah.
but to be honest, one kid is harder than having 2. But I know that I have that personality that should not have more than 2 because I bark a lot and I'm high strung and I get overwhelmed
Right.
easily.
Well,
So
Jessica,
I don't
yeah.
compare myself because anyway, keep going.
Yeah,
keep
I
going.
want to hear
Yeah.
how, like, what do you mean when you compare yourself to others?
Well, the same as I could say every day, oh, I don't compare myself or da da da. But as soon as I
Right.
get on that phone, there I am. I'm like, oh
Right.
God, look at how perfect she is. Their relationship is so great, and I look over and I'm like, ugh.
Oh, I compare
Oh, okay.
myself to you, if
Yeah.
anything, because you're more calm than me.
I'm really
Okay,
not.
You
I'm
are.
calm until
You are.
at an explosive point.
I
I
definitely
compare myself to calmer versions of the version I want to be.
And I'm going to second
Absolutely.
that
I
only
wish I was
because
more
I
calm.
look
No, you are.
at-
You
well,
are.
No, I'm going to second that, Amanda, because when I look at Jessica, I'm like, where the fuck do I even have a place to complain? Because
See,
even
that's just crazy to
no,
me.
Okay,
I'm like
so
in a tornado. I feel like
no, but this is what's great is Jessica. We've seen you on the outside. We've seen you at the pools. We've seen you at the beaches. We've
yeah,
seen you.
so you can't even pretend.
You have your shit so dialed, and Amanda and I are like,
Don't mind me and the vodka over
you
here.
know, and you just are on it. And like you said,
Yes.
even when it comes to our body images, we're our worst critics.
Yeah.
But I look up to you so much.
Yep.
I'm just like, this bitch
I
has got
appreciate that.
4, 6, a million kids plus ours, plus she has to deal with us.
Yeah.
And she's got it dialed.
Yep.
And I'm just like,
So I had a
Teach me
total freak
everything.
out moment.
Tell
So
us.
if you're gonna tell me I'm so perfect and calm, I'm really not. Because I feel like at home is when I get the highest strung. When I'm out,
Right.
is when I feel more
Me
relaxed.
too.
I am the same. I will agree
Same.
with that.
Last night, I feel like everybody's freaking arguing with me all the time. Like, clean your room. No, it's already clean. Did you do your homework? I don't have any homework. You know, and then
Yeah.
so every time you ask somebody something, it's combative. And so
Right.
yesterday, I felt like all day long I wasn't getting heard. Nobody was following direction. Everybody was being combative with me.
Right.
Greg came home and I was like, "Why are you so late?" Oh, I'm not late. And
You're
then that
that's
was
it.
like that was it.
He walked into that
I
one.
was like, "Did you argue with me?" I threw the rice. I threw it. I'm like, "Why do I even make dinner for
What
you
the
people?"
fuck? Yep.
Oh, I love
Oh.
you. That's like
No, I truly had a moment. I
Yes,
just was screaming,
yes.
yelling, crying, like
Yeah.
threw the rice, and I left, and there was the mom guilt set in. I was like, they're always gonna remember it.
oh, who cares? That's fun.
No.
Those are fun
They're gonna
memories.
remember the crazy mom throwing the chicken
Okay, who
rice. in,
cares?
Like,
I
you
want-
selfish ass.
As an adult,
I-
I can see my mom doing. Sorry, Deb Dog.
Yeah.
I can see my mom doing something like that. We're like, you don't want this, fine, and then throwing it, and then I'd be like, see, Because I no joke am the mom that mom is. Like I have mom fits.
Amanda, I want to jump on that
major
only
mom fit.
because
mom fits like
the
mom.
moment you said that, Jessica, this morning I was picking up the freaking room again for the 100th time. I'm like, I understand now why my mom got so fucking pissed that we would be gone all weekend long and the house, we come home to a pristine house. We have our cleaning ladies on Thursdays. Patricia, she's amazing. We talked about her before. We literally have less than 2 hours where the house is immaculate, and I would love to share a cocktail with somebody, but there's in 2 hours the house is destroyed, and I don't understand why. And I'm like picking up for a million years, and I only have 2 kids, and I'm like, I finally had an epiphany. I'm like, no wonder my mom fucking loses her shit.
She used to say you had Julie droppings.
Julie droppings everywhere, and that was me.
She said I could tell when Juliet's home.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my gosh, I totally get it. And your story just right now, that was it. It's like, why do I even try?
Well, keep going so you can jot more of our memories.
Oh my God, please go.
Every parent is smiling right now saying, finally they understand me better. Only when you go through it yourself do you start to understand some of why they were so crazy.
I'm just so worried at night. Like, I lay down and I'm like, oh my God, what did I do?
No, don't.
They're always going to remember. They're never going to remember the good things. They're going to remember the rice.
They'll remember all of it. They will.
So let me ask you this, Jessica, then. You grew up with a mom and a dad and this and that, or whatever your life history was. Do you focus on those negative things?
Oh, yeah, good question.
I've been instructed not to speak about my mother.
There you go. So
she does, though.
I do.
She's under a gag order. She's under a court order.
I am, and I remember the good, and I remember the bad. And
Same here.
I look back sometimes, and I think about where my mom was coming from. She had a lot of loss, and she had a lot of kids, and so that's my biggest fear, actually. And sorry, Mom, I'm not going to talk about you on the air. But my biggest fear is that they're going to have the same feelings towards me. Oh, I'm going to cry. They're going to have the same feelings towards me that I have sometimes about my mom's patients.
Certain things.
Oh, shit.
You know what?
Okay.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, no,
I used to tell my mom, though, in fights, like, I'd be like, this is so mean. I remember one time I got in a fight with
fights
Mom.
with my mom, like, 3 times out of
Never.
her
My mom
entire
and I
life.
never fought, which
kind
of makes me sound more like a dick because one
My
time I
little
was
sister
like,
doesn't
Amanda
either with my
hid
mom.
behind my issues with my mother.
dude, I straight up
Totally.
watched my mom and Juliet fight like it was a show. Like Juliet, they used to wrestle like sisters, and Juliet would run to the nearest window.
Threw my glitter lava lamp against the wall. And
Oh my God.
splashed
because
everywhere.
And Bowie is Juliet.
There's one you never get over.
When I tell Mom,
See?
That
You're
was-
rice.
no, but that's
Really?
good though. It's hilarious.
I was an asshole. My mom, yeah.
My mom
Carter is
compares
too. He
Bowie
plays
to
too.
Juliet.
I own it.
Can I give you some wisdom, though?
No, you're a dad. None of
What, a grandpa, too. I'm a double. I got double. I suddenly became wiser when I became a
you
grandpa.
can never give
The
wisdom
great-
against the Juliet force.
The great Buddha. The
Yeah.
great Buddha once said, what do you remember more? 1 bad thing or 10 good things?
10
What
good
sticks
things
in
with my mother. My mother is a saint.
Oh, I remember all
You're
of it.
going to say the one bad, aren't
Yeah,
you?
his thesis-
You're going to ruin my life.
His thesis is the 1 bad sticks in your mind more
See?
than the 10
And
good
my
things.
stepdaughter, she remembers every single bad thing.
Get
and
out of here, Jessica. She has
Only-
better memories with you than anyone in her whole life.
I know, but
I
she's
am
always,
positive
she's like,
of
do
it.
you remember that one time?
Jessica,
and I'm like,
I'm
Please, she'll
only.
remember
I
all of it.
can't hear you.
Yeah. Jessica, I'm going to say this. It's because the teens have this, their brains are not developed yet, and they
Yeah.
have this
But
false
later- yeah,
fallacy.
see?
It is, and
'Cause Juliet was
this
that way.
is, yes, and this is where I even got my training, my psychology training in, and worked with
Psychologic.
teens in need.
Yeah.
My psychological training, I needed training for my own brain. But no, I was that teen that remembered everything and wrote it in my diary. I was like, I'm never going to do this and this and that. And now I'm just like, thank God my mom fucking let me run away. Thank God my mom let me go to other people's houses and live and
Yeah, Mom got to a
thrive.
point where she was like, you don't need a mom? Okay, bye.
Peace out, bye. You know, and
I do
that's
that
a
to
whole
Carter
nother topic.
sometimes too, and he walks at the door, and I close it behind him, and next thing I know, it's like,
You got to test those. And
My
it
mom
made
changed the
me-
locks on Juliet because she didn't listen to curfew.
I lived with teachers.
Yep.
I did.
She
So-
couch surfed in high school.
Yeah, it's amazing.
My
So-
mom,
and
but my
I
mom
wouldn't
was
be
important
who
because my
I
mom
wasn't.
said something and
Yeah.
she stuck to it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah,
We have
keep
10
going.
minutes. I want it all,
Yeah.
Jessica.
what?
Jessica, so keep going. So like at night, you're sitting there crying. You have 6 kids that you're dealing with. Like how
You're
do
like
you?
throwing salt in her wound. You're like, you hate yourself.
I do. And
She
Frank's like,
sits
no.
and cries every night? I don't think so. No,
No,
no.
a lot of
I
the
do.
time, do. I look at Greg and I'm like, oh my God, they hate me.
How do you get? Okay, so what?
How do you
what
care? I don't know.
Obviously, your kids are your everything. So give us something like when you're hit with all of this shit that happened today. What is tomorrow? What is it like? What gets you?
You know,
going?
I didn't yell today. So I was doing my makeup, and obviously it's all gone now. So I was doing
You're
it
still
then,
stunning.
and I kept hearing, "Mommy, look at me, Mom!" And I'm thinking, "Oh, he's just jumping on my bed," because I put cartoons on, and he was in my room because Charlize was sleeping. And I kept hearing it, and finally I'm 5'9", and I was sitting on the sink to do my makeup. And so I get off the sink, and I go walk over around the corner to my room, and I look, and there's fucking nail polish.
Hot pink.
Everywhere. And
You're going to have to put it up on the posting because it's a cute picture.
He's
It's a
so
cute
proud.
Oh,
He's like, look at me, Mommy.
Exactly.
I'm beautiful like you.
And I was like, get in the shower now. No, and here's the thing. He's like, I poopy, Mom. And I'm like, oh, God damn it. So I take the diaper off. I throw him in the shower, and he's like, it's hot. I was like, wash it off. No, but I wasn't actually yelling. I was just like sticking him in the shower, and I got it out. None of the nail polish came off except for a little bit on the floor of the shower. And I think that's just it. We're going to go on from there. They've done a lot of shitty things to me.
Yeah.
And a lot of times,
Love you.
A lot of times
They have wronged me a lot. So
I've been egged inside
I'll never
my house
forget
like
about that
3
text
times.
message. I posted it. She
They
sent
threw
me a
eggs
text.
at you?
Yeah.
Levi had like a habit. He did it like 3 times maybe of taking a dozen eggs out of the fridge and egging the freaking house. Not like a little bit, like full blown, like throwing eggs throughout the house.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah, I remember.
so let me ask both of you this,
Yes.
because this is a true statement for me before we close. I would not be able to handle any of this stupid shit that every single day my kid gives me and is new if it wasn't for my support system, if it wasn't for you,
Absolutely.
if it wasn't for the text message chains that we have going on.
And this podcast.
And just being real and being like,
Honest.
dude, been there. It's cool. Let's get together and get a drink.
Yeah.
It's
I
hard
don't
to be
know.
honest. It's hard to be honest on
Yep.
things even like social media because you have such a tiptoe experience.
Yeah.
There are people that some people are like, oh,
But even
haha, I
screws-
love you.
yeah.
And other ones are like,
But screw social media. The chain that we have,
The
between
support
us
system, the
three-
sounding board, the fact that I can call you. I remember one time
My sister sends
Actually,
me
not
some
even one
gnarly
time. I
pictures,
think
and I'm
all
like,
the time.
Oh, she could do this.
I'll
This is
text.
awesome.
Yeah, I've texted both you guys middle of a meltdown, and then Jessica would be like, I know, I've been there. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Or Jessica will be like, well, yeah, look at this. And we're just like, bah! And we just make this. You take a situation where you're on the verge of like, I don't even know who I am anymore. And our friends, the women we surround each other with, the parents and the support system we have brings us back. Like, let's laugh. Let's take a moment and be like, yeah, fucking life sucks. It's going to suck for a long fucking time.
But at least we're not alone.
Right. And at least we're not alone.
Yeah. At least your life sucks too. Cheers, cheers.
So,
Ding, ding.
so is
I'm
the
just kidding,
takeaway
it's nice.
today what Hillary Clinton once titled her book? It takes a village to raise a child.
It really does. And I agree with that.
I don't
Well, you
like
mean
a
her
village,
one child?
though, 'cause
I'm not,
Right,
yeah,
well,
her one
I'm
child.
not saying she really knew.
I don't really
Her
think
I know,
ghostwriter wrote
sorry.
the book.
I know one child is even hard too. I'm just saying.
Depending
I'm
on
sure
the
she had
child.
help.
I can't have help, so I don't need a village.
See, you know what? Juliet's the same way though, Juliet.
Mhm.
But here's the thing. I think everyone's village, it might mean something different.
I
Because
agree.
Juliet likes to do things herself, and when she
Yeah.
asks for help, she hovers over the help.
Yeah.
And if they're not doing it correctly, she takes over, and then she gets upset about it.
Maybe.
So everybody's
not all
village.
the time. I'm
No.
learning to be better.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Give me
But
some credit here.
no, but listen, that's your personality. So the
Yes,
point
type A.
is,
Yes.
everybody's village could mean something different. If what she needs help
Right.
in is just being able to talk,
Right.
then
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
here.
So
you
that's what
know?
I'm saying. I'm not going to be able to come over and be your kid's parent. It's more of like, thank God I can get on this text message. And even if I haven't responded in 2 hours, I get to go through our feed
Yeah.
and I crack up.
Yeah.
Shit gets real and it helps me calm the fuck down.
That's all
Or-
it takes.
yeah,
My son's
exactly.
therapist told us it takes like a second to get angry because
Yes.
that's what he has to work on his calming down, like how to calm yourself down.
Right.
A second to get
Same with
angry.
Bowie.
It takes anybody and everybody 20 minutes
Yeah.
to calm down.
Sure.
Interesting.
You have to walk away and do something. Last night I left. I
I
give me the
turn
card,
on
give me
in
the
a
keys.
second when I get pissed.
Oh, yep.
Amanda knows this. She's seen it first.
No, me too, though.
A million times where I've learned to keep my mouth shut because I'll say things that are not okay. And I just turn my back Amanda.
I need to remind myself that with Bowie because Bowie fucking tests my most.
Well, even
outer
with
limits.
us, like Amanda, we had a instance, and she was like, "Are you cool?" I put my hand up. I'm like, "Just give me a minute." And we're cool.
Yeah, Juliet was mad at me, and
Shush.
I never saw it like that. And I was like, "Are you
Any
pouting?"
techniques to calm down? Any count to 10?
I have a
or-
game.
Yeah.
There, I knew it. I knew
The
it.
therapist actually told Carter, and I think it's great. You look around the room, you need to find 5 things that are exactly the same.
Ooh.
Then you need to
I
find
would love that.
4 things that are exactly the same,
Okay.
3 things that are exactly the same, 2 things that are
Okay.
exactly the same, 1 thing.
I
and then
love
you
it.
should be able to talk about it.
I
But
love
Carter
that.
will be like, sometimes I don't see anything.
Oh, that would be Bowie, that sassy motherfucker.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, the 5 cabinet doors, let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes
You know.
they need instruction, and
Yeah.
that's fine. But like for me, I've learned because I'm so quick on my feet to be like, "I'll cut you," but now I've learned.
I'll cut you. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
just with like my
She's
my
so
words,
sassy.
I can be very mean.
I
And
get
so-
really mean at my fucking stupid
Yeah.
dumbass boot camp.
Yeah.
People
Well,
are
Amanda
like,
does not like to work
yeah,
out.
they're
nor
all,
do I.
I'm like, I can't. They're like, yes, you can. I'm like, you do it then. Bye.
Yeah, we'll turn off in a second. But
I love it. I keep going back
I've
for real. I
learned to
fucking love
calm
it.
down, shut my mouth,
Yes.
and remember that it's not always about me.
Yep.
Take a step back, fucking breathe.
And I always feel guilty after I say shit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I told Bowie, my mom said that I shouldn't feel guilty, but Bowie pushes
Every button.
mom. Okay, so our mom is a child development specialist, and she says she's so validating for me. And this is gonna be hilarious to you, but she
What?
goes,
Oh.
Bowie is hard. Okay,
That's like
she goes, you have a Juliet.
But look at me now. I am incredible.
Yeah.
Your daughter is going to be amazing.
Jessica, my mom told me that she has had to cancel 2 birthday parties because
Because of
of
me.
Juliet's.
Really?
The first one was because she was acting out and throwing too many fits. And
Yeah.
so the invitations were out, and she had to call everybody and say, party is off. The second
tough
one,
one.
the
Yep.
party, no, you think that stuff? The second party mom canceled was in the mix. And Juliet was,
sent
I
everybody
called you
home.
Bowie because
Yeah.
you guys are the same.
Sorry.
Juliet was being an asshole. So
Yeah.
so my mom said, all right, everybody, music off. Party is over. Everybody go home.
And let me
Wow.
tell you this.
The best part is your follow through.
Yes, I'm going to
Yeah,
tell you.
I don't have it. I don't have it, and that's why I
Okay.
get frustrated, and that's why I get the mom guilt because I blow up, and I'm like, "You are not going to football. I am not taking
You can't say it if you don't mean it.
And then I start thinking, "Oh my God, what if I
No.
don't do the
Okay,
football?
so
If
I want
mom's
to add on
gonna
that
get mad at
before we
me?"
close because I remember all of those. I was even grounded from every single sleepover for the entire summer. I never, once I got older, I never crossed my mother. I didn't say bad things. Like she because of their follow through and 5 kids, no shit was crossed with her. I am who I am because of her follow through, and I never once ever felt I lacked love from her. And I will tell you
I
that
believe it.
from that type of from the outside. For you,
You can't think
moving
about other
forward.
people, Jessica. Your
No.
only concern is your kids.
Yeah,
You can't think about like letting anyone else down.
No, I want them to love me forever.
they will.
They
And
will.
that's my
oh my
biggest
God, they
fear.
will. They will. They
I
will.
want them to
They
love me
may,
forever, and
they
like,
may
think about
love
how
you
great
forever,
and wonderful
but
I
we
am.
can't let you talk forever. So we're down to the last minute here.
We are
so-
down to
No,
the
your
last
kids will
minute.
love you forever because I fucking fear Debbie and
Fair mother.
she meant it. She meant
did.
it.
She was brutal.
So maybe the takeaway is I'm a classic movie lover. Gone with the Wind. What's the last line that Scarlett O'Hara
I
says?
don't remember.
Only my
I
sister
have
Charlotte would
no
know that.
idea.
And tomorrow is another day.
It is another day.
I do
Yeah.
say that tomorrow. I'm gonna be
Mom-
so good. I'm gonna be great
Well,
tomorrow.
Mom tells me to say that to my kids. Like, listen,
Yeah.
you're in trouble today, but tomorrow is a brand new day and we
Tomorrow's
can start
another
over.
day.
You're not
Yeah,
in
I
trouble
love that.
tomorrow.
I
I
also
love
tell
that.
Carter what happens when we say things. What happens when the words leave our mouths. He
I
says
love
we
that.
can't take it back.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, see, he knows
And I'm
that.
like,
that. Consistency,
Well, I'm
mama.
sorry.
We all gotta.
Oh
check
no,
ourselves.
but Bowie says shit too, where I'm like, how
Oh, we both start
dare
going
you?
towards each other.
Yeah, but that's fine. He'll love you forever. He will.
All right, everybody. Cheers. This was an awesome topic. We're gonna have mom guilt till the day that we die. but
Oh
we love
yeah,
our
that's
kids.
the takeaway. It's never going away.
It's never going away, but find people that you can vent.
Your
that
kids will be
won't
fine.
Judge, and your kids are going to be fine.
They will be fine.
And tomorrow
Absolutely.
is
Hopefully
another
they'll be
day.
fine.
And
They will be
tomorrow-
fine. I'm
yes.
confident.
And tomorrow
I'm
is
confident.
another day. Thank you, Paul. This was awesome.